Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is AFM Stories. I am a current Chevening scholar studying my master's degree in the UK, and I'm making a video to guide people who were rejected but want to apply again to be selected. I'm basically going to be sharing my journey and the lessons I learned in the journey. So if you've been rejected for Chevening and you want to apply again, then this video is for you. Before I continue, please hit the like button, please subscribe to my channel, drop a comment as this video progresses if you're enjoying the video, and share it to other rejected scholars who might actually gain value from this video. So let's get right into the video. So I applied for Chevening the first time, I think in 2019. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. Or 2018. To be honest, the dates have gone crazy. But I know that I'm currently a scholar and I applied the year before. I think it was 2019, 2020. Yeah, so that had to be 2018, right? Yeah, I think it was 2018 I applied. Yeah, anyways. So at that time, I'd seen the scholarship the year before. I found it very intimidating. I was like, there's just so many requirements, 2 years work experience. It looked intimidating the first time I saw it. So I was like, I can't really get this. And then at that time also, I felt like, so I am not the conventional scholar. So I'm not studying specific courses like development or like sciences. I'm a creative, so I'm studying a creative discipline. And so I just felt like most scholarships were just going to be difficult for me, and I saw Chevening, I'm like, they're not going to pick me, there's no need, my discipline is just weird, it's different, not weird, but I just didn't think I was a candidate, you know. And then a year later, I remember seeing someone's post on social media, and then she posted about how she got Chevening to study media and communications, and I'm like, oh, how did this person get Chevening to study this kind of course? It means I can actually get it. So this time around, 1 year had passed, I had grown as a person, and so I went to check the application website, and I'm like, oh my god, I can actually get this, you know. I checked the application requirements, I had the grades, I had the work experience, I basically had everything in my head, and I felt like I was ready. So I did some research, maybe not a lot of research, but I checked out some things, watched a few videos here and there, not detailed. And then I wrote my essays. So in my first application, I wanted to study an MSc in creative writing, because at that time, so I had like a platform for writers. I was a young budding writer who needed guidance and all of that. So I had a platform for writers. I had worked as a journalist. I had worked as a writer for an organization. Basically, a lot of my experiences had been in writing at the time. But yeah, but my major phenomenal experiences really were through the organization that I owned at that time, or I still own the organization anyways. But the point is, I had a platform for writers, an online platform that I had been sharing free resources and managing social media pages. I had hosted an event for the platform, and so I was like, you know what, the best course for me to study is creative writing, you know, which in hindsight was a bad decision, because that was not the best course for me to study. So I feel like that's my first tip. Like, ask yourself, the course you wanted to study, does it really fit your experiences? I feel like as I continue this story, you might really get where I'm going. But yeah, so I was like, yeah, creative writing, because obviously I'm helping writers and I have writing experience, and that's why I studied creative writing. And then at that time, I really wanted to study the course because I wanted to write a novel. I wanted to be an amazing writer, and it reflected, because even in the things I wrote, I was just talking about writing in my all the courses I wanted to study, so all the universities I wanted to attend. I applied for writing. My networking experience, yeah, they're kind of like my platform, but not really writing. So the work I had done in my platform and my events and everything. And then my career plan, oh my god, I talked a lot about how I wanted to be a writing coach. I said I wanted to have an award for writers. Now, I'm not saying those things are bad, but they were not necessarily groundbreaking in terms of their impact. And that's one thing I didn't realize. Like, Chevening is an investment in you. I've said this a lot in a lot of my videos, and you should check out some of my videos, why Chevening will select you, and tips and tricks on winning the scholarship. But I didn't realize that the application literally wasn't about my fancy ideas. It was about the impact I was going to have. And so I didn't realize that even though, yes, I wanted to recognize writers for the work they were doing, technically it's not really as impactful as actual projects that people carry out, So basically that application was just a little flowery, though it was a good application, honestly, but I won't say it was good enough. And then I also made points, I shared stories, but I barely had any statistics, I barely had any industry insight. The universities I wanted to study, though I talked about the course models and the lecturers, but I wasn't very detailed about other things that are phenomenal about the school, so other non-academic benefits of the school. Basically, it was a good application, but it wasn't great. And so for you, if you're in my shoes and you were rejected, yes, in your mind right now you think it's perfect. At that time I thought it was perfect, and I think my case was even worse because I was longlisted. Now I don't think Chevening is notifying candidates about longlisting, but at that time I was notified that I was longlisted, so it just made me very overconfident, because for my application to be longlisted, it means it was amazing, but it just wasn't good enough. Another mistake that I also made in my journey was I thought about the UK priority area in my country, but I wasn't specific about it, and I didn't really tie it together. I was just throwing a lot of things, like so I remember that I mentioned one of the priority areas, but I wasn't detailed and I didn't really tie it. And one thing I want you to realize is, yes, a reading committee is going to read your application in the UK, but the real people that are going to choose in the end is the UK government in your country. And so if you don't tailor your application, at least your career plan, a significant part of it, even your entire application, to not just attracting Chevening, but also attracting the UK government in your country, because their priority areas in different countries are different, and what they think about how they are is different. If you don't tailor it to something that they would take seriously, something that they will be interested in, it's going to be a problem. And so I feel like that affected me as well, because I didn't necessarily tailor it that detailedly to what they were doing. Now, I'm not saying the course was wrong, because I know someone that I think got Chevening this year with that course, but I'm saying that the way I described it was the problem. So yeah, so anyways, the next thing, I submitted the application, and another problem I made was, after I submitted the application, I watched a video and I realized that I had made a mistake. So another thing is, my first application, I was literally very what's the word now? I was very flowery, so I didn't see it like a business page. I didn't see it as an investment. I also have a video about this as well. I'll link it in the description box below, but I didn't really push it as, oh, you need me as much as I need you. I was very humble in that application. I barely mentioned my awards. I barely mentioned recognition. I barely blew my trumpet. Like, I thought about my achievements, but I didn't really hype myself. In my next application, every single line was a lot of hyping. I won't even lie. Like, another thing that helped me, which is what I feel like you should also do, is in the 1 year after that first application, I'm sure a lot of things have changed, a lot of things have happened. Luckily for me, after the first application, I had done some things that had gotten me recognition. I had done some new things. I had hosted some new workshops. I had done some new projects that were way better than what I did the first time. And the second application, I was not shy. I was, as in every single line, I was really hyping up myself, because the truth is, only you can sell yourself. And if you don't sell yourself in those 500 words, then there's nothing they can say. Like, they're trying to pick the best of the best, and so they're going to pick the best of the best, and those are people that have been recognized. Because one of the best tests of how great you are is, have other people recognize you, have other people say what you're doing is great. So I feel like one of the things that also helped me was, in my second application, I really pushed myself. I was very I hyped up myself, So I feel like this video is like a comparison, so I think I'm going to title it whatever I title it. Anyways, another thing I also did was, in my first application, I barely had statistics, though I had specific names and dates, but I did not have statistics about anything. My all my talk about the problem, so the problem I was trying to solve in my industry, problem I was trying to solve in my career plan, I just used a few lines to talk about them. I did not sell the problem to them in the first application because, to be honest, I didn't really have a problem I was trying to solve, if I'm being honest. I had a problem I was trying to solve, but I would say the problem was strong enough, In my next application, I sold the problem I was trying to solve. Another thing is, my first application, the course wasn't really tailored to my experience. So if you think about it, my experience mostly was being an entrepreneur, the founder of an organization. Most of my recognitions had come from me being a founder, the owner, the initiator of an organization, and not from me being a writer. So me trying to study creative writing was not me trying to study a course that relates to the achievements I had. I am a writer, but I'm not like a what's the word now? A very detailed writer. So I'm a very occasional writer. Even though I offer writing services, now I offer writing services, so essay writing, personal statement, and things like that. But I'm more of a writer in terms of like newspaper articles, book reviews, not like books or novels. I haven't won awards as a writer, So like my resume did not promote me as a writer. My points did not promote me as a writer. So me trying to study creative writing was really more about my goals as opposed to who I was. And I feel like that's the thing. Your application has to be a boost of who you already are and not who you just want to be. So if you say you want to do something or be somebody, your previous experience has to tie into it, and the course you want to study has to connect both together. If there's a disconnect, there's a problem. Now, the course I'm studying now, or the course I used to apply for my next application, was more entrepreneurial because it was more related to the things I had done. And to be honest, I really don't want to be a writer right now. I don't want to write any book. I don't want to. So I'm happy I even got rejected because it's not my priority right now, My priority right now actually is entrepreneurship, building platforms, building initiatives. And so the current course I'm studying is better tailored to that. And even in the 1 year after, so if you're rejected for Chevening, I feel like that 1 year after should be used to develop yourself. Think about all the things you've done in the 1 year after. Really think about yourself and the course you're studying. Is it really related? Now, I'm not saying change your course, like everybody should change their course. I know people that applied with the same course and still got better, but maybe apply with the same course, but think about your career plan. Think about how you're selling yourself. Are you picking the right things that are relevant to the course you want to study? Are you picking the right experiences that are relevant to the career plan that you want to sell? I feel like you should watch my other videos on Chevening to really help you. But like, I feel like, so that was very, very different. Another reason why I feel like my second application was better was literally just time. I feel like the first time just wasn't my time because there were many factors. Like, I'm someone that believes in fate, and currently, if I had gone the first time, it would not have worked out. Number one, my priorities have changed, and I'm grateful that, I didn't even do that. Another thing is also I was able to stay with a family member for the first few months. I wouldn't have been able to stay with that family member in the year before because of some dynamics. So it's like the next year was a better time for me. And then the pandemic as well, in my set was the year they cancelled IELTS. So I didn't have to read for IELTS because I'm a procrastinator, and so I wasn't even ready to write IELTS. At the time they cancelled IELTS was like, I think March, and I had not started reading. March or April or June. It was even quite late, so it was as if the universe was like, this girl is never going to write IELTS. This girl is not ready to pay the money for this IELTS. So I had to be chosen at the time when I did not need to write IELTS. Also, I'm happy that I was chosen in the middle of a pandemic. I know that sounds crazy, but being chosen in the middle of the pandemic really helped me to save money because I didn't have to go to places often. Everywhere was locked. It also helped me to have online learning. Yes, there are pros and cons. Some people prefer to see their classmates, but I saw my classmates on video call. I was able to wake up from sleep, and in 2 minutes I'm already in lectures. I don't have to dress up, to go to school and everything. And I was able to do a lot of things. My channel, my work. I was able to juggle a lot of things. So I feel like the universe also realized that this was a better time. So if you were rejected, sometimes it might not even be because you were not amazing enough. It could just be because the universe just doesn't think it's your time. Also, it could be that maybe in your time as well, there were just too many more qualified people, or maybe their priorities at the time were different as well. Maybe in this year your course might be a priority, who knows, So I would say that my first and second application, the major difference I'll say is research. So second application, I did a whole lot more research. I watched a lot of YouTube videos like this, and that's why I'm creating YouTube videos. I'm talking about the things I wish I was told, and obviously making videos that don't require you to watch a lot of videos. I also watched an interview with a Chevening program officer. Yeah, that's another difference, and that's why I have an interview with a Chevening program officer to help you. Now, all the things I'm doing, people think, oh, you're just doing them. I'm doing them because I know the things that helped me, and that's why I want them to help you. So yeah, I was more informed. I researched further on what the UK was doing in my country. I tailored my course better to who I was rather than who I wanted to be. I had more statistics, more details in my essays. I was less humble. I talked a lot about myself. I projected myself as someone that they needed. And so yeah, I was able to move forward. Now, I'm sure that you might be wondering, okay, how did you deal with the rejection? Because yeah, it's very easy to say, oh yeah, do all these things again and apply. But I'll say that getting rejected for Chevening has to be the worst feeling, because you're just like, oh my god, I did my best, I tried everything, but it wasn't good enough. But I'll say that still try again. Like, I know a lot of people like myself who were rejected and got selected the next year. I also have a video with a scholar who was even rejected 3 times and got selected in his 4th try. So I don't know the number of times you've been rejected. I don't know the number of times you've applied for Chevening or other scholarships, but please try again and again and again. Once you've decided that getting a scholarship is your dream, do not let rejection make you give up. Like, do not do that to yourself. I feel like I should have put this in the beginning of the video, but if you're watching it up to this point, it just means that you're really passionate about what you really want. So please apply again. I know it's difficult, I know it's hard, I know it's stressful, but please apply again. You can do this. You will do this. Watch more videos, review your essays better, rewrite your essays. So I think I have a video on how you can rewrite your essays, so check that out. If it's not out already, it's going to be out very soon. How I rewrote my Chevening essays, because I feel like I haven't really been detailed about how I rewrote my essays, even though I talked about it in this video. But yeah, just basically apply again, rewrite your essays, do it again, and I believe in you. You will get selected. You will get selected at the time you're supposed to get selected, and I wish you good luck. If you have any video requests, any comments, any feedbacks, please drop them in the comments below. And yeah, bye. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and drop a comment. Love you. Bye.